Hello, everyone. It's Sunday. Welcome. Let me know if you are on. I'm going to mute myself so I can look at comments. So I'm excited. I had some time today to come and talk to all of you. So I'm excited to be here. So let me know. Say hi when you come on. Today we're going to talk about a cool subject that I love. Talking about how to heal and releasing our egos or working through our shadow side. So, first of all, if you're just joining me, come and say hi. I want to say hi to all of you. You can see we have a couple of people on. If you're with me in the live, awesome. I'm glad you're here. If you're watching me later, that's fabulous too. So, just make sure you say hi to me and we will get started today because I'm excited. So, first of all, it's Sunday and it's, I've been recording stuff. We're getting ready to do another challenge. So, those of you who did my 30-day challenge with me, you're going to love this one. So, we're going to be offering another challenge here pretty soon. So, I've been spending time this morning doing that, working on those things. So, we're going to have another course ready to go here in the next little bit. So that will be fun. So today I've had some things on my mind. So I wanted to talk about living a spiritually minded life and learning to see our shadow side and working through those things. So this is something that I really love talking about. Again, if you're just coming on, say hi to me. I'm glad you're here. I know Sundays I still usually work, but it's a more of a laid back day for me. So this is a good day for a live this week. So I'm excited. So let's talk about this. So today I wanted to talk about the 5 steps that you can do to release that ego or release those shadow side and work through some of the things that are holding you back. This morning I asked a question to the group. If you had a magic wand and you could release one thing in your life, maybe a trauma, maybe a belief that you've been struggling with, what would it be? So if you're on with me, say hi, and I would love to see your comments and hear your comments. By the way, of those of you who are on me, if you want to come in and join me in Zoom, you can do that and we can have a conversation today. The link is just a couple of things down on my page. So there is a link there to come and join me with Zoom. So if you want to do that, I'd love to have you in here and we can talk more face to face. But I wanted to come on and talk about this today. So if you want to come join me, I have my Zoom link up. I'll put you in the classroom. If you don't, that's fine too. So anyway, working through our shadow side. So what this shadow side is we all come in here as a spiritual being first. We all have a soul. We all, I believe, have this beautiful spiritual side of us first. We are not this human body. This is a vehicle for us for this life. Sometimes it's hard to remember that because we are in this body where it just seems so much a part of who we are. It really is not. I believe we chose these physical bodies before we came here. We chose what our issues were going to be, so to speak, the things that we were going to have to deal with, all for the part of learning for us. So all for our learning and growth. So I know through my own work with that, it's hard to sometimes set with that and realize that we get in our humanness and think that this is just who we are, the way we look, the way we talk, the way we act, the way we believe. It is not. This is that ego side of us. This is that personality part of us. And these things can all be changed and worked through. We get these ideas. Well, some of them we come here with already. Others of them come to us through our family lines, our ancestral lines, our belief systems that we create for ourselves in our early childhood years. Usually our beliefs are created between birth and age 8. And so we create those beliefs for ourselves. The way that we can work through these is to learn to see them, know them, understand them, and give ourselves the freedom to work through them. So if you are on with me, I would love to have you comment. What are some of the things that you would love to work through? What are some of the things that you know about yourself that you're like, I just can't change it. It just doesn't seem to go away. It just doesn't seem to, no matter what I do or how I set it up or what I do, what is the one thing about yourself that you feel like that you would like to make changes in? I'd love to hear in your comments. And if you're on with me, come and say hi. So the first step, and I'll just watch for your comments and I'm just going to keep going. So the first step that I have found in helping us work through this whole ego side of us is really becoming more self-aware. How do you feel? Stop ignoring those feelings and shoving them down and really acknowledge, how are you feeling? What is it that's going on with you? And becoming more self-aware in this area is, to me, one of the biggest things that we can do to help release this shadow side of ourselves. Now, just to be clear, I don't think we ever completely release this whole ego. It's not meant to be that way. It's something that is an ongoing thing, but we can experience this spiritual side of ourselves in this physical body. It is completely possible to do, but I think it's a work in progress. So being kind and gentle to ourselves while we go through this process is critical. So the first one is becoming more self-aware. How are you feeling? Stop ignoring those feelings and stop shoving those down, and really acknowledge and not shame yourself for having feelings and having these things of, if you get up one day and you're just angry, well, what's going on? Why are you, spending a minute with that? What's happened? What's going on in your life around you that has triggered this for you? So really just spending some time and sitting with that and just become more aware. There's nothing wrong with our emotions. There's nothing wrong with feelings. There is really nothing wrong with having any of these feelings. It's just becoming aware of them and stop shaming ourselves for feeling these things. So step number 2 is gratitude every day. So as we start acknowledging where we're at and being grateful for where we're at, not wishing that we were somewhere else or wishing that we could do things differently or wishing that we could be in a different place. It really is just learning to see the world through different eyes. Now, I'm a firm believer in this. Those of you who know my story, I spent a lot of years living in this place of depression, sadness. Every day I was beating myself up. I was beating people up around me, not physically, but emotionally. And I wasn't living a life in gratitude. I wasn't appreciating what I had. I was only seeing the things that I didn't have. And when we do that, we get into this habit of being in this negative place all the time. We don't see that, oh my gosh, we have all of these amazing things around us. We have all these amazing, beautiful people in our lives. We live an abundant life. I'm teaching an abundance course right now. And we're talking about that. We all have enough. It's seeing it and knowing it and understanding it and being grateful. And when we do that, more good things can come into our life. But if we're in this state of constant beating everything up around us, saying we never have enough, not seeing the beauty in the world, even when things are going wrong, there's something to be grateful for. So it's finding that gratitude. For those of you if you've been on my website, there is a free gratitude meditation that you can go opt into. Go get that and start listening to it every day and help you bring this gratitude into your life every day. Sometimes just that easy little shift can help us see things in a totally different light. One thing on the lines of this, and I just had the thought as I was talking about this, a lot of times we see ourselves as broken. And I hear this a lot from people. I think I'm just broken. There's something wrong with me. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you. It's just that our mind has taken over, and it's so easy to go to these darker places. It's a little harder to stand up and reach for the sky, so to speak, and reach up out of that into a place of abundance and gratitude and love for what we have going on around us. So really take some time. Like I said, if you want to go to my website, you can get a gratitude meditation for free. and use that every day to help you. There's also a gratitude journal download for those of you who don't have it, and you can spend 30 days in a state of gratitude. So give yourself that opportunity to change the way you see the world. So the next one, and you could do these in any order that you want. So the next one is people who trigger you are a blessing in your life, believe it or not. So I hear people all the time, I can't be around so-and-so. They just make me angry. Or I can't be around this person. I don't like that family member. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't. And then again, I tell people to go back to gratitude because we need to be in that space of gratitude. But there is something in every relationship that we have that we can take a good look at. And there's something in each and every person that brings out something inside of us. You know, it's kind of like you hear, you know, that mirror effect that we have. People that we attract into our life are mirrors for us for things that we need to work on ourselves. So if you have people in your life that you think that they just, this trigger word that a lot of people like to use, they trigger me, they get me going, it's because there's healing inside of you that needs to happen. And what is it that needs to happen inside of, you know, it's really, again, just like I said, becoming more self-aware. It's taking time to set in this place of what is it about this person that gets me going? What is it about this person that drives me absolutely freaking insane and I can't stand it? And what inside of me needs healing work? What inside of me needs some looking at, some time, some effort into, you know, sometimes we have people that we say, you know what, they just make me angry. Those people just piss me off. They make me so mad. Well, why is it that they're making you mad instead of throwing it out that I'm putting it back on the other person? Because this really has nothing to do with them and everything to do with you. And it's learning to take responsibility for where we were at in life and not blaming others for getting us all pissed off. So-and-so just pisses me off. They piss me off. Everybody pisses me off. Well, great. Why do they piss you off? This is, again, can go back to being, what are your feelings? What are you not looking at? What do you need to acknowledge? What do you need to see? You know, and just because we have people who, maybe there are people that cross your boundaries and you've allowed them to cross your boundaries. Okay, well, acknowledge that. You have a boundary issue. You need to work on that. Why are you doing that? Is there things that you need to take a good look at? Do you do it because you put aside how you feel about things and you just want to make everybody else happy? Are you really truly pissed off at yourself because you're not standing up for yourself? You know, what is it? Take a good look. And this is where journaling can come in. Journaling is a great way to just sit down and start writing and ask yourself the question. I like to write it on top of my journal. What is it that pisses me off about this situation? And start journaling and just write until you're done, until you feel like you have got to the bottom of it. Now, this isn't about changing it today. This is about going back to being more self-aware and seeing where you're at and the things that you do need to work on. You know, maybe you are very judgmental towards these people. Maybe there's jealousy issues that come up. You know, there's can be all sorts of things that are coming up inside of these relationships. Okay, acknowledge that. That's where you're at. Yeah, they piss me off because they live a different lifestyle than they do. Or, you know, they always are putting me down and I don't want to be put down. So why are you allowing that? You know, you can ask all these different questions inside of there to really get to the nitty gritty of it and what is really going on inside of there. The next one that I would say, number 4, is doing your healing work. It is important. You know, I have people ask me, well, I don't need any healing. I don't have any major traumas. We don't all have major traumas. I didn't come from a home of alcoholism or drug abuse or rape or, you know, all of these things, sexual abuse. We don't have to have those big traumas to need healing work done. You know, it can be as easy as my sister got everything and I didn't get anything. And I'm understanding that now, that I was totally jealous of her all these years because I wanted attention from my parents. I wanted them to see me for who I am. I wanted them to love me and understand me for who I am. And so if we can take a step back and really understand that and see that, okay, that it comes with, you know, get someone you trust. I love doing healing with people. There's other healers that I've had come on here and do lives with me and other things that we have going on. I love doing this kind of work for people, and I love helping people take all of these things that I'm talking about, and we can do it so quickly and easily when we get to the root of the issue. It's going back. This is what we call inner child healing. When we go back to those times in your life, and we don't have to relive them all, but we go back to those little times in their lives where there were issues and where you told yourself stories or where you were given stories that weren't true. And we go back and work through all of those so that you can come into your adult life now on a new level, with a new playing field. And it is a game changer. I just talked to someone, and of course, I'm not going to tell you who because I do healing with lots of people, but just yesterday, I connected with someone that I'd done healing with a couple of weeks ago. And the work that we did with her was on weight loss and how she felt about herself. And she'd been focusing on weight loss for this whole time. Well, it had nothing to do with weight loss. What it had to do with is what she felt she deserved and how much she was worth to other people, or what she felt like she was worth in this world, which was nothing, bottom of the barrel. Like, her self-worth was in the trash can. And so we went through and worked through some of her childhood issues. I talked to her just a couple of weeks later. It had been a couple of weeks since we had done her healing. And she's like, oh my gosh, I dropped 15 pounds like it was nothing. Like, it didn't even, because she went and she was willing to take a good look at that and do her work. So this is where healing work, I'm a healer. This is what I love. This is what I do for people. This is where that healing work becomes freaking priceless if you're willing to do the work yourself too, and if you're willing to take a good look at it. So the next one is take responsibility for yourself. So, and we've already talked about that just a little bit. We can't blame other people for where we're at. We need to take a step back and take responsibility for where we're at, and really take a good look at what's going on inside of us, and stop blaming our parents, stop blaming our grandparents, start blaming situations, or we never get a break, or all of these other things, and start really taking responsibility for you and where you're at. I know we want to blame the world. It's really easy. I work with a lot of people who are angry over situations that have happened and they want to blame God. And it's okay to stay there for a little while. But if you stay in this place of blaming and not taking responsibility, healing cannot happen in those areas. Healing will never happen when you don't really take responsibility for your life. You are the creator of your story. You can rewrite the story any day that you want, any minute that you want. You can change it. If you don't like how things are going, ask yourself, is this really what I want for the rest of my life, or am I willing to make some changes to get some different outcomes? Because if you continue doing the same things that you are doing every day, you will never get a different outcome. So take that opportunity for yourself. Take responsibility for where you're at. Take responsibility for your feelings, for how you're showing up in life. Right now I'm doing a mastermind, and we always get asked, how are you showing up? How are you showing up in this course? How are you showing up in life? Because if you will take a good look at it, that is how you're showing up in your whole world. And it's true. Are you half-assing it, or are you actually jumping in and doing your work? So it's a good question to ask. And the last one, and I know this is number 6, but it is critical. Allow yourself the opportunity to heal with grace and with not judging yourself. It doesn't matter where we've been. It doesn't matter what we've done. It doesn't matter if we've hurt someone or if we haven't hurt someone. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Being critical and judging ourselves will never get us where we want to be. In fact, it just brings more shame, more depression, more sadness. My main goal in working with people is releasing their shame and their guilt, because it is time to step out of those. Those get us nowhere. Sitting in a place of guilt is like sitting in your shit for days and days and not getting up and cleaning yourself off. And I know it's easy to go there, and we want to go to this place of guilt, but we can't control how others react to us. We can show up as our best self and know that we've done the very best that we know how to do, and that's all we can ask out of ourselves. This guilt and this shame is all part of our ego. It's all part of our story. They become a habit for us. They become a true habit for us. So being able to step out of that and acknowledge that that's not helpful to us, and giving ourselves the same grace, the same compassion, the same love that we would give to our kids or our parents or whoever it is in our life, we would give that to other people. It's time to give it to ourselves and become your own best cheerleader along this journey. So I hope that this has helped you. I love talking about this kind of stuff. If you have any comments, I would love to hear them. If you have any stories you would like to share with me, post them in the comments. I appreciate those of you who are listening today. Thanks for logging on and being here with me. I appreciate all of you. So it's awesome to be here. If you need my help, you know how to get a hold of me. You can reach out to me through Messenger or on email. I love to chat with people. GinaStroll@GinaStroll.com is my email address. So you can get me there or you can talk to me through Messenger. So if there's anything that I can do to help you, I would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this today, please let me know. I would love to do more of this stuff. And I will talk to you all very soon. So thanks for logging on today.